Financial freedom, something we all aspire to be at. Well, we talk about the Volvo S80. I mean, that was a car, and that's not what we call an investment. That's a liability.
No, normally cars, they don't appreciate. Property, maybe. But you know what? Someone who can tell us more about this, and what to invest in, what to not invest in, how to make your money grow. We have, of course, our financial Sifu here with us this morning.
Mr. Yap Ming Hui. Sifu!
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for coming.
Welcome back to the show.
Yeah. And of course, today we'll be talking about return of investment. First of all, return of investment, the more you risk, the more you're supposedly able to gain. But then again, if you're not a risk taker, maybe you shouldn't go that far. So, Mr. Yap, let's go on the rudiments of course, investment.
Yeah.
First of all, what must a person evaluate when he wants to start investing?
I would say, I think, very importantly, one must know what is the target return. Because if you do not know what you're targeting for, what you're looking for, how do you know when you'll ever achieve that already? Isn't it? So, for example, if you were to target for 10% return, then you should actually look for the investment that match your 10% return on investment.
I see.
If you start investing without knowing what should you target for, and then whatever will be, will be. You know? And I want to ask, a lot of people actually, they think that, putting money into investing, whether in properties, in shares, in currency, they think it's high risk. So they like to put the money in the bank. You seen people like that?
Yes, I would be one of them.
So they think it's safe to put all their saving into the bank. Now, do you think it's safe to put money in the bank?
Well, it's not more being safe or what, but because we're not in the know of what are our options out there.
Exactly,
you know?
Exactly.
So that's why, you see, the problem is a lot of people, they thought that putting money in the bank is safe, which is very wrong. You know why? You have an idea, like for example, we only get about 3% return if we put the money in the FD. The best FD put for 1 year that you can get 3%. But the inflation that we are getting is 4%. So if you put money in the bank, safely, you're losing money 1% every year.
Every year, yeah.
You know, that's one thing. And second thing is that as a human being, you look at the cars, you look at the shoes, look at the fashion shows, then we see that this money in the bank that we got, we cannot let the money sit down there doing nothing, right?
Exactly.
So the temptation is there to spend it, plan a vacation, buy a new car. So there's two reasons why putting money, in the bank is never safe. Okay. So that's why today, actually, I got a case. James, I mentioned to you. Actually, about 2 weeks ago, he called my office. He said, "Yap, I want to invest, but I'm scared. So can I afford save a lot of money, and then I put money in the bank, so then I don't have to worry at night. What happened to the US stock market yesterday? What happened to the Euro market?
And then I can keep my hand, my head longer.
Yes. So you see, want to see he can afford that. So today we're going to look at the James situation.
Okay.
All right.
So James is
James here.
Case study.
All right.
James would like to retire at 55, like most people. Now he spent about 60,000 a year. Okay. Now he got some quite ambitious goal. They want to provide 300,000 for each of his child's university education.
How many children?
He's got 2.
All right.
Not so bad, huh?
Okay.
Not 5. 5 is going to be a problem. So he got 2 children. One age 8 years old, one 5 years old.
Okay.
James 36, the wife 31 years old.
Okay.
So combined, they make about 168,000 income. Not too high, but also neither too low as well.
True.
No.
Okay.
So they are quite thrifty. They spend about 60,000 a year only.
Right.
So you can see they got a lot of saving. Okay.
Yes.
And you can see he got the house, mortgage. He got bank saving. You can see quite a good saver.
Not bad. Not bad for a 36.
A lot of cash in the bank, and he can resist the temptation not to spend it.
I know, so good at this.
Not like $500,000 there.
Not like most people.
For me, 430,000 gone already.
Maybe 30,000 also gone already. So he got EPF, house, got a EPF for himself and the wife.
Okay.
Now you can see, he never invest in share market. He never invest in unit trust. He never invest in any single property for investment.
Okay.
So overall, his actually asset that he has got only give him 3% return. Now we mentioned about 3% just now. Now,
Right.
So you look at this situation here. Definitely, do you think this James can afford just to leave money there and then still achieve his goals here?
He has he's doing good so far, but I think he can do better.
He can do better.
I think he has to take a risk. This guy is probably not a risk taker. Look at, he's not thrifty.
But here's the thing. I mean, when we talk about risk taking, it all depends on your own personality. So would you advocate the fact that you should know yourself first? You should know that if you're a medium risk taker, if you're a low end risk taker, or if you're one of those guys going for the big stakes, yeah?
Yeah, that sounds like a very professional question that you're asking.
Wow.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. But obviously for James, the fact that he actually asked me, you say, Yap, can I just leave all my money in the bank? Meaning that he just don't want to take risks at all. If possible.
Right.
No? So that's why what I actually have done, I've done a roadmap to him, for him. So what I actually have done is that I pump in all his actually financial information, all his income, his asset, I pump into here, taking consideration of the 3% return that he has got, the EPF contribution that he has got, and the income tax that he's got to pay and things like that. Then I look into the expenses that he got and also the financial goal for the children education and retirement.
Okay.
So we can see here that actually his asset continue to grow up to the point here at the 48 years old, and when I start spending 300,000 for the children's university education, it start to drop significantly. 2 years later, the second child. Now go again, drop another one. So he almost go broke. Almost. And then that's where the wealth continues to grow slowly up. And when he reached 55, what happened?
Well, at this point, there's a spike, but
There's a spike.
But it's only,
your kids move out, I don't know.
No, for employee who contribute to EPF, they has got EPF. Sorry, may not be for you.
No.
Yeah, sadly not for freelancers. Okay.
So the PPF, the wealth jumped to about 1.6 million.
Wow.
3 years later, the wife, or 4 years later, the wife actually got EPF, the wealth jumped to 2.6 million.
Okay.
But then this 2.6 million is a future value. No, not the current value.
Right.
So this is the 2.6 million about 30 years later. And then the wealth continued to drop because he's spending 60,000 a year.
Alright.
And guess what? 60,000 a year then will not
not be
it will be
sufficient.
more than that.
Yeah.
No, it will be maybe 120,000 things like that. So you can see the wealth that has got will last up to the age of 71. So it just shows that if you keep money into the bank, not investing, his money will not last up to 80 years old.
Oh my God, he will kill by 71. He'll have no more income.
Killed in terms of the
Financially.
financially.
Not financially, not that we're saying anything.
Not physically. Okay, not physically.
And
Financially.
of course,
only.
this is assuming that, of course, James's kids, now aged 8 and 5, will not be supporting his their parents.
Supporting at all, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this is where he is now. So the question now is that how do we move forward?
Okay.
You know, the question is that what should be he targeting for? Now, if you talk to people, a lot of us think that we should target for at least 8% return. So let's see what happened to James' situation if he target for 8% return.
Okay.
So we can see for 8% return, okay, this is James' situation for 8% return.
That sounds looks a little bit better, isn't it?
So this is the adjusted roadmap according to what he wants. This
8%
is
return.
he says he wants 8%.
If he were to target for 8%.
I see, okay.
So if you can see that if he actually target for 8% return, his wealth skyrocket.
Wow.
And it's all the way till he's 86?
Yeah, even more than that.
Even more?
Even more than that. You know?
A big difference.
So there is
difference,
hope.
you know?
There's hope.
There's
for
hope.
us. Oh,
So for only 5% extra return, so it makes so much impact to his situation. But then when James look at this picture, then he said, hey, yep, hang on. I know that to target for 8% return, I may need to take a lot more risk.
Yes.
I don't know. Then his worries about not able to stay at night.
Anxiety.
Exactly.
It's still coming up again.
Exactly.
So say, yep, can I slow down a bit? You know? Okay. Now, so for that matter, then we see, okay, let us play with that and see what is the optimal return for him.
Sure.
So we can see, actually we finally discover 6% actually is the optimal return for James. Because at 6% return, we can see his wealth will last up to the age of 80 years old. We just finished nicely on the 80 years old. Okay? So that's the whole idea about. So the idea is that when James discover 6% return, now he knows that he doesn't need to target for 10, 15, 20% return, whereby if he go and take the kind of actually risk for the high return, then he may not sleep sound at night, he may risk losing his hard-earned money, no, he may actually fail to actually support the children because of he may actually burn the money before he go there. At the same time, at 6% return, he knows that he also cannot afford to put the money in the bank because 3% will never get him to where he is now. You know, so that's why he also know that putting big money in the bank fixed deposit definitely not an answer, or sometimes also that bond investment may not be the answer for him as well.
True.
So also like lately government launched sukuk,
Yes.
Malaysia thing like that, may not be good for him because that only give him only 5% return.
I see.
So the idea is that he need to target for something slightly higher than 6%.
All right.
There you go. So, of course, Mr. Yap Ming Hui, at yapminghui.com, of course, provides this particular analysis for different kinds of risk takers. But here's the thing, you really got to sort of focus on what you really want and when you want to retire. All these questions must be answered first before you're ready to meet a financial advisor. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. So that's why this is a case of James. Okay, I know Nas in your mind,
differs.
you may think that, hey, how about you? What about you? So that's why if I will share some hot tips, for a general guideline as to how we can actually target for the right return.
Okay, all right.
Now, let me share with you.
We'll have to go for our last one. We're running out of time here.
Yes, sure.
But here are the hot tips.
The hot tips,
yeah, there you go.
So there are 3 tips here. Number 1 is that we need to always set an emergency fund. Okay, the idea is before we start investing, we need to set aside emergency fund for any emergency purpose. This is like Plan B.
So and how much percentage?
Ideally,
whatever?
I think if you're under employment, you should set at least 6 months of our living
6 months,
expenses.
I see.
So our living expenses, our vacation expenses, insurance premium, installment payment,
school fees, so on and so forth.
So once you set that aside, say for example, if you achieve, like for example, James just now, 430,000 in cash. If you calculate it, he only need 30,000 in emergency cash. Then the 400,000 must go on investment.
I see.
So that's why number 2, once he understands that his target return is 6%, he get to find what to invest for his 400,000 that he has got.
Exactly.
So then, when he look at the step 3, that's where that he look for the investment that match. So those investment like fixed deposit, saving account, there's too low return,
push it aside. I see.
400,000, look for maybe properties, unit trust investment that can match 6% return.
So basically, for our viewers out there, look for the right vehicles in order to make your money grow. And of course, next week, Mr. Yap Ming Hui will be here next Tuesday to discuss our first vehicle, which is unit trust. So thank you very much, Mr. Yap Ming Hui. Much appreciated. That was very, very educational indeed in terms of setting your goals, setting your targets, and knowing yourself. Very, very important.
Once again, if you would like to find out more with regards to this, all you have to do is log on to www.yapminghui.com. It's a very easy, comprehensive website that you have there, and you can just talk to him directly online.
There you go. But of course, be nice when you email him. You start off with, Mr. Yap, CFO, please help me because I want to grow my money. All right?
And he'll be more than willing to help you. All right, we've got to go for another quick break here.